Miracle Season is now in theaters and stars Helen Hunt and William Hurt, and this is based on a true story of a volleyball team that unfortunately had the death of one of their stars, and they basically have to physically and mentally recover from this unfortunate death. And this was a true story that happened in 2011 to this volleyball team. And this is from the director of Soul Surfer, which if I'm being honest, I really didn't think it was a good film at all. I thought it was very poorly made, and so my expectations for the Miracle Season were very, very low, especially it being a sports film. Because for those of you that don't know, with sports films, for me, a lot of times they're paint-by-number, cliche-ridden films. So with that said, I will say this. I think William Hurt and Helen Hunt as supporting cast members, I think they're okay. I mean, they're not really given much to work with. The little bit that they are kind of feels a bit forced, but considering they're veteran actors, you can tell that they're trying their best with what they're given. That's what I'll basically say. And there are one or two scenes, like bits of scenes, where the volleyball scenes are actually kind of like, passable. But unfortunately, the majority of the volleyball scenes are cringeworthy at best. I mean, it's slow motion scenes. The way these scenes are shot are just so poor, and it's kind of what really made me put off by this film. The way it's shot is atrocious. It's unfortunate too. The music choices very predictable, and just I don't know what it is with this year, but this year it seems like every single film is focusing on pop songs. I guess they're just trying to bring all the teens in. I don't know what it is, but this film is focusing solely on these, soundtrack bits, if you will, that to me just honestly did not work at all. And when they do focus on a score, it's way too sentimental and schmaltzy. That's probably the best word for it. I get it. This is an important story. It is pretty cool that this team came back without spoiling anything, from everything. But, I feel as though, and I've said this to many people, I feel as though some stories just are best not told on the big screen when there have been so many films that have covered similar topics. To the fact that as soon as the film began, I was like, oh, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this can happen. And sometimes a predictable story is good in that the way it's directed, it helps the film become more than just your basic film. But unfortunately, that's not the case with this film because the directing is very poor, and it shows with the way this film is shot. You can tell that the cinematographer and the director just weren't either meeting eye to eye, or they're both just kind of like, oh well, So overall, guys, the Miracle Season, it's a miracle if, this film, gets seen by a lot of people. But based on the audience I saw it with, a lot of people really liked it. And that's fine. It's fine if you like the film. But for me, the Miracle Season, it gets a 1 out of 5 star rating. Guys, if you liked the Miracle Season, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you didn't, same thing applies. I know I didn't really go into a lot of details, but I just kind of felt that with this film, there really isn't much to explain other than I wasn't entertained. Technically speaking, it really missed the mark. And I honestly probably won't remember this in a day. If you asked me tomorrow, oh yeah, the Miracle Season, why didn't you like this scene? I'd be like, oh yeah, I forgot I saw the movie. Kid you not. But guys, don't forget to hit the notification bell as well as the subscription button, and share this with your friends and family. And I will catch you guys later.